Hey, what's going on? I took a little bit of time off, but I'm back. This is Ego and Vice, episode 56.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Born and raised in South Bay, lower class punk ass, I was Northwood grade. I had it made. Spent my nights drinking with my mates. Just a short bus ride up to PA. Red River Red. Then I hit the wall and I knew I had to bounce. They still say that 19 years ago, hell, I got the hell out. From time to time you may see me hanging around. Now I feel like a stranger in this town. Crocs and rolls is where I learned to play. Westwood Tavern's where I learned to
Yeah, that's it. Blah, 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 do, da, da, ba, bow, wop. I'm back. I am Mike. I am your host of Ego and Vice, and I am back in Southwood Studio. Just kicking it, you know what I mean? I'm drinking some Coke Zero today on this fine Monday afternoon, and just enjoying the afternoon. Went for a little drive, and now I'm back. Sorry I took some time off there. I was need a little downtime. This whole winter has kind of got me kind of in a rut, and I'm sure everyone when it hits January, February can relate. So the motivation was there. It was just the energy wasn't. So I just kind of sat back on my hands for a little while and played some video games and did other things. And now I'm definitely going to get back into the podcast and try and do it once a week like I used to. I want to get some guests on. And I think everyone needs, after a year and a half of doing this, a little break just to clear one's head and, refresh. So technically this is season 3. So I have a guest in the studio. Her name is Steph Goodwin.
Hello.
And we're just gonna sit and shoot the shit for the first Ego and Vice podcast in probably a couple months. And I don't know what's going on.
Not too much. Thank you for having me on here. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a podcast. I think I've only done one of these with you and Polly.
Uh-huh.
So it's been a little while. No, I'm doing all right. I'm back in the theater game, as I'm sure I've mentioned previously. Just wrapped one show and getting started on working on 2 more coming up.
Cool.
It's kind of wild. It's but yeah, it's also been a little hard to, even though I have these outside deals to get into, it's kind of been tough to get the motivation to do stuff. Like the mind is willing, but the flesh is weak. Like, just the winter has just been kicking my ass.
Yeah, I don't know what's
making me
going on
just
there.
a miserable prick.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I keep telling myself as soon as it stops being cold and shitty out, I'm gonna be like, yay! But right now I'm just like, bleh. I just want to stay inside and do nothing.
Yeah, that's my thing too. I quit drinking.
You did?
Yeah. On January 1st, I stopped drinking because I would enjoy the beverages.
Mm-hmm.
I drank Coors Light, and everyone who listens to the podcast knows that I enjoy my beer. And it was getting to a point where I was just drinking so much for no reason. And it wasn't even social. Like, I live a social lifestyle, where I go see bands, and I'm in a couple bands myself. And everything I did socially revolved around drinking. It was like drinking before, it was drinking during, and it was drinking after.
Mm-hmm.
But it got to a point where even if I wasn't doing anything, I had this urge just to, like, I have to fucking, sitting at home by myself watching TV on a Wednesday, I just would go and get beers.
Yeah.
And it got to be, I don't know, it was too much. It was too much. Like, why am I doing this? So I stopped drinking on January 1st, saying that I'm going to try at least to go 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's been 47 days.
Were there any dips?
Oh, well, Goat had a show on the 2nd of February, which I decided to, it was a month. It was after a month. It was 32 days. And I said, well, let's just see what happens if I have a couple of drinks. You know what I mean? So we had a gig at Avant-Garde with Whiskey Chase, Audio Visceral, and Give Up, pardon me, from Vankly Kill, some friends of mine. And I said, what the fuck? You know what I mean? These are the times you're supposed to drink. This is the times you're not supposed to, but these are the times where it's just
It's socially acceptable.
Yeah, instead of sitting at home by yourself playing video games in the dark, drinking beer, don't, and then save it for the times you actually go out and do something social. So I had a whole bunch of beers that night. I probably had at least 12, I think. Bottles of Coors Light at Avant-Garde over the course of the entire evening, you know what I mean? Plus a sweaty show we put on, so I'm sure I sweat some of it out of me. But it was great. It was fun. And then I woke up the next morning and I remembered why I wanted to quit drinking in the first place, because it was the mornings that were killing me, feeling like crap every morning.
Did you feel like shit all day?
I did. I felt like crap. I woke up and I didn't want to get out of bed. And you could feel that pressure in your brain where it's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
and
that you're like, I'm awake, and second of all, I hate everything.
Yeah, and your energy and your motivation is just zero, and you feel like sick.
Yeah.
Like physically ill. And your head hurts, your head's pounding, and, I was getting used to feeling like crap all the time. Like it was part of my daily life. I was like, this is how I feel, so I guess that's, And the way I would solve that feeling like crap problem is I'd get home from work and I'd crush more beers.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got used to it, and I figured that was the way I was going to feel forever. But after the 46 days, minus one, waking up, I'm so tired, though. Super tired. I sleep like a log, but, and I dream crazy, vivid dreams. All night I dream. And I know, because I probably haven't had a real sleep in probably 20 years.
Yeah? You just had the pass out, not the sleep.
That's right. My body was just like, I've had it. That's it. I'm done. So, so I don't feel like crap during the days, though. I don't have that same where you just you're just lacking everything, where it's just you feel
depleted.
Yeah. So I replaced beer with carbonated water.
Yeah.
But it's still in the cans, because I used to drink beer out of cans.
It still makes that shh.
I still have because I think a lot of the problem with certain things, your vices or your addictions, however you want to put it, is habit too.
Oh yeah, it's this pattern of behavior.
Exactly. It's just like when people quit smoking and then they say get the fake cigarette or something like that. I'm not talking about vaping, because I remember a friend of mine's dad quit smoking and he had this little fake cigarette that he would put in his mouth, and I guess it had menthol in it, and it was plastic, and he could but it was the habit. So what I did, I have this Marshall fridge in my basement in South Hood, and I used to stock it up, and I'd be playing video games, I'd be watching TV, I'd be conversing with whatever, and I'd always get up and go to that fridge and grab a can of beer, pop it open, and drink it. I've replaced that with carbonated water. Same habit, everything, but it's just water.
Yeah.
But the fucking thing is, now I'm drinking 12 cans of water a day. And I went to my doctor, and
You're so aggressively hydrated.
Yeah, and I went to my doctor. But it's bad, though, because you can drink too much water.
I feel like you would know if you were drinking too much water. Like, drinking a sleeve of these things, you would have to drink a fucking swimming pool of water, like an entire bathtub of water. You would know if it was excessive.
I did some research on it, and the average person shouldn't drink more than 4 liters of water a day. Oh, no, I think it's less than that. I think it's 3 liters, that your body can normally handle. You can drink more, or you can drink less, and your body will still, because your body's an amazing machine, right?
Yep.
But I figured it out at 355 milliliters per can. If I'm drinking 12 a day, it was something like almost 5 liters of liquid a day. But I think about the days before when I'd crush 18 beers a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my body can obviously handle it. So I went to my doctor.
Your body's a tank.
I went to my doctor and I asked him, I said, is carbonated water bad for you? He said, only if you have kidney problems before you start drinking it. Mm-hmm. Because the carbonation is a base, and your kidneys have problems. But if your kidneys are fine, they'll completely take care of it.
Are your kidneys fine?
Yes, because I had an ultrasound about a year ago, and they did right through my abdomen, my organs and stuff like that. Liver was a little fatty. But that doesn't necessarily always mean from drinking either. That can be from carbs. That can be from
it was
sugar.
From drinking.
Well, it didn't help, right?
Yeah.
But he said it was just starting to be. So I figure after 40 years of 25 5 years of drinking light beer. It's only now starting to show effects. I figured realistically I'd probably have another good 20 years of drinking in me, but I didn't want to get to that point where it was just like, I should have when I knew.
Yeah. Now
Right.
I'm irreversibly shitty.
Yeah, but even after I got that doctor's appointment and I got the ultrasound, I still just went back. I even drank more because I went through that kind of really stressful summer
Yeah.
and winter or fall, and I just fell off the edge for a while there.
Yeah.
So as of the start of 2019, yes. But anyway, to get back, I kind of veered around the topic there. I asked him if carbonated water was good. He said, as long as your kidneys are good. I said, is it possible to drink too much? He said, no. He said, just do what you do. You're good, And I'm just like, okay, cool. So now I'm like addicted to water. Like I can't, like I wake up in the morning and I check the fridge, and if there's only 4 in there, I'm like, go. I got to go to the store. I got to go to the grocery store and get my PC water, my Blue Menu water. And I enjoy the berry flavor. I really, really like. I think my favorite is the grapefruit.
The grapefruit is.
I
very
will
nice.
go to Dasani water if it's on sale because it's just carbonated water. Yeah, but the beauty of it is that you get a 12-pack of beer and it costs you $30.
Yep.
You get a 12-pack of water, it costs you $3.
Yep.
So
There you go.
where this money is
You're
being
make-
saved, I have no idea because I'm still broke as a joke. But at least I'm doing good things for my body.
That's true. You not only is your new habit hydrating the shit out of yourself, but it's also probably helping flush out those 25 years of just beating the shit out of yourself.
One would hope.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I hope that's what's happening. I hope that I'm flushing or cleansing or detoxing somewhat. But what has happened in the meantime is that I've also substituted the drinking. I guess it's probably the calories, the empty calories, with just what's that? Insatiable hunger. All I do is eat. I eat like every 2 seconds I'm putting something in my mouth, like whether it be popcorn or candy. I eat lots of candy. I've been eating I've been eating lots of like I get like the dairy milk, the milk chocolate things, and I eat like a whole chocolate bar and a bag of like Sour Patch Kids, which I have absolutely no power over Sour Patch Kids, I've learned. And I eat like I just want to eat like high fat like really sensuous food, like a big hot thick pizza, you know what I mean, that's just like still greasy, or like I want to eat stuff like that. I'm craving like the fat and just that mouthful of like savory. I don't know what the fuck.
You still want to. It's like your body still wants to enjoy that sort of hedonistic lifestyle of like the most, but because you're not doing that with alcohol anymore, it's just like, you know what else can be very sensual? All of the food.
Food is sensual,
Food is sensual.
and it's
Especially that greasy pizza.
greasy pizza. Ooh, pizza, maybe we should get some pizza.
We could get pizza.
The
Dinner
thing,
plans.
the thing is, I used to look forward to like when I was working all day, I'd be like, it fucking sucks, work, blah blah blah, and I used to look forward to coming home to like knowing I had like 8 tall cans and nothing's better even to this day, even though like I haven't been drinking for 2 months, is the thought of like when you sit down from that end of the day and you go to the fridge and you crack that first beer,
and it's so
and
cold.
it's so cold because I got my fridge just cranked. And you take that first sip and swallow, it's like the greatest thing in the world.
Yep. You're just like, and you just do that.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But now,
That's the shit right there.
because I've rewired my brain to know that I'm not going to be doing that,
Yeah.
I think about that first bite of pizza or that half a chocolate bar or that entire bag of Sour Patch Kids. But what I've been doing, and like I said, I've been eating popcorn. I pop a bowl of popcorn like every single day.
Well, that's good because that's gonna be far better for you. I mean, it's just those are all like delicious snacks, and it's finding. I know it sucks, and it's finding like healthier replacements. Like if you go to like a bulk barn and you just get like a bag of, I don't know, something, and then you have this whole thing, and you can just pick at it. But
Yeah.
ultimately, it's not going to be as detrimental to you than like, I don't know, an entire chocolate bar or like all the Sour Patch Kids.
For me, I think the popcorn, because like if you don't like grab giant handfuls and smash them into your boosh.
I don't understand what
you,
you're saying.
You grab like 3 or 4 things. It's hand to mouth about 200 times.
Yeah.
So it keeps you completely occupied, right? Because you eat a bowl of popcorn, there's so much they're small pieces. And then popcorn, unless you slather it in butter, which I do. Well, it's not that bad. Salt and butter and some pepper. I love pepper on popcorn.
Oh.
Salt and pepper on popcorn?
Shit.
You ever tried it?
No.
Yeah. I use an air popper, so I don't cook it in oil. I don't own a microwave.
Nope.
So I use an air popper that I have, so it's it's good. It's high in fiber. The butter's fat, but you need a little bit of fat in your diet.
Yeah. It's all in moderation.
But yeah, I make a giant bowl of it, and then I just it takes me about an hour to eat it, just back and forth, eating. You know what I mean? But it's not like, I don't know. I love popcorn.
It's
How about
mostly
that?
air.
How about that, motherfuckers? I like popcorn.
Popcorn and sparkling water. Welcome to the party zone.
Yeah. And I've gained. I used to average in around 175, 180, as in pounds. And I weighed myself.
I thought you meant miles per hour.
And well, that too. I weighed myself the other night before bed, and I weighed 197.5 pounds at the end of the night. Although I woke up and I weighed like 192 pounds. But still, I've gained about 12 pounds since I quit drinking. People always said, if you quit drinking, you lose weight.
Yeah.
But I did not predict the replacement of drinking to eating.
Yeah.
And now, I even said to you, like early on when I stopped drinking, remember I sent you that text and I said, I think I'm developing like a food, what did I call it? An eating disorder.
Yeah.
And you were like, why? I said, because I can't stop fucking eating. Because as soon as I think about, I don't think about drinking anymore, but as soon as I think about, I guess I still get that urge, whatever, but it's not as conscious anymore. It's just like, why am I doing this? I need to eat something. And they used to say, well, you only eat because your body mistakes it for thirst and hunger.
Yeah.
And I can't be goddamn thirsty. I can't be. Here's the thing. If you drink a ton of water in a day, your body must get accustomed to drinking that much water.
Probably.
If you go like half a day without drinking water, would your body just be like, where's my water?
In like an entire day?
Yeah.
Like just a day? Probably not. There could be, like if it was like a couple days, you might get maybe like a headache like you would if you were dehydrated, like if you were like a little hungover. I'm a doctor. But I don't...
Street doc.
Yeah.
Street doc Steph.
Doctor of Love. But I don't think it would be so immediate and severe for like one day. I think if you went on like a fucking drought where, you were like water, and then you went down to like a week of like nothing, you might feel it then by like the end where your body's just like, where's the rest of it?
Because there's water in food too.
Well, of course there is.
Like you can hydrate yourself just by eating. Like if you eat like a salad, there's water in salad. I'm sure there's water in everything.
Oh yeah, like you go fruit.
Is there water in Sour Patch Kids?
No.
There
is nothing natural in Sour Patch Kids whatsoever. I'm pretty sure that thing is made out of like gelatin, like the old school where it's made out of like hooves and horns.
I'm powerless against Sour Patch Kids. I will say that.
That's
again.
all right. I've eaten more because you'll have Sour Patch Kids and I'm like, I want some candy, but I don't want to eat all your candy, so I end up getting myself a bag of like wine gums, and that's my fucking jam.
Wonderful.
I love wine gums.
And there's wine in them.
I'm ripped.
Do you remember those? I don't know if your parents ever had them. There are those chocolates with the booze in them.
Yes, they had the liqueur inside.
You ever tried as a kid? I'm sure everyone has at some point tried to get drunk off those.
No, but
No.
I didn't try to get drunk off them, but I do remember because they were like, oh no, these are the kids' candies. If there was like a, gathering, and they're like, oh, these ones are special for the grown-ups. So it was just that idea of like, oh, that's just for grown-ups. It wasn't even the booze thing. I was just like, I want to try one. And so I'd eat them, and then I'd be like, oh, that has a weird flavor inside.
Now that we're older, and better, like when I was a kid, I just I recall one time where me and my friend Neil got into the booze candy, and we tried to eat like as much candy, and it just made us like sick.
Oh, yeah.
We ate like the whole box.
Oh, my God.
Were we misled? Like, even though there's booze in it and they're for adults and shit, is it actual alcohol content in those things, or is it like cooked in like when you put like wine in a sauce?
Yeah, and
shit?
it gets cooked
and
off.
so there's no alcohol. You still taste it, but
yeah, I think I'm not sure because of the nature of the liqueurs. Like sometimes it would be like, wouldn't it be like normally like a Bailey's or like a Kahlua?
some sort of liqueur inside.
Or sometimes
no,
maybe
be like
Would there be like rum ones?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think they would either have to be cooked down or so like insignificant in their volume, because I think if they reached a certain amount in terms of like you could get hammered off this candy, you wouldn't be able to just sell them to like Joe Blow at a
or sell
store.
them at the Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if they actually like could fuck you up, I
Well,
think they'd be under
I'm gonna do some
rum candy.
some rum ham. I am gonna
Rum
do some
ham.
investigation on on liqueur chocolates, and I'll have
Alright.
the answers for you next podcast.
I'm very happy to go on this journey with you.
Okay. In the meantime, we're gonna play a tune.
There's no place I'd rather be than anywhere else but here. Can't you see that I'm sick and tired of all the bullshit? I got about 6 friends here that I still believe don't give a fuck about anything. Everyone else needs a lesson in what they can loyalty. All of a sudden I found the city. What's been right in front of me tonight? I'm gonna do something about it. There's no one more deserving to be beaten to death on a busy history. Wonder if anyone would try to stop me. Keep on lying to everybody. They're all fucking stupid and the love is believe you. Know that I always get the last laugh. And there's nothing you can do, sit back, 'cause I'll never let it go. And I'll just let it go until the day I die. I fucking swear I'm gonna make your life as miserable as mine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause I'll never let it go. And I'll just let it go until the day I die. I fucking swear I'm gonna make your life as miserable as mine. Yeah, make your life as miserable as mine. Yeah, make your life as miserable as mine.
All right. I'm back. Excuse me. I'm drinking my Coke Zero. It's delicious. I never used to drink a lot of pop, but now I'm drinking Coke Zero a lot. I really enjoy it.
Well, it's not so bad. I mean, the 0 calories, 0 sugar, and it doesn't have caffeine in it, does it?
Yeah, it does have caffeine.
What? Wild.
I know.
I
I'm back
didn't
on.
think you were. I didn't think you were a caffeine guy.
I'm not. I don't like caffeine. That's why I was really hesitant to drink it. In the summertime, I bought like a 12-pack of Coke Zero for when Andy came over, because he
Mhm.
likes to drink Coke Zero. He'd always bring a couple over when he came over. And they sat in the fridge for 7 months or whatever the fuck it was. And then when the beer wasn't in there, I would just crack the Coke Zero and I would sip it because I don't drink caffeine. Caffeine would always fuck with my brain, so I'd
Yeah.
never drink it. And I just started kind of sipping it, and I was like, "Ooh, Coke! I remember that taste. I like that taste."
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of, like, when I was talking like popcorn,
Yeah.
where normally I'd have like popcorn and a beer or dinner and a beer or something like that. It's just, or pizza and a beer, pizza and beer. There's nothing wrong with pizza and beer. It's wonderful.
No.
But there's something really nostalgic in my brain about eating a hot piece of pizza than taking a big swig of like a cold Coca-Cola.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
delicious. Or popcorn, that type of thing. So now I can drink like, and there's not much caffeine. They say like in an average cup of coffee, there's 108 milligrams of caffeine, or I don't know what the actual,
Yeah.
the metric fucking whatever it is. You know what I mean? Is that right? Metric? Sure.
The metric system.
Yeah. and there's like 34 milligrams of caffeine. So it's like a quarter of a cup of coffee if you drink the whole can.
Yeah.
So it's hardly anything.
Mm-hmm.
If I drank like 3 of them, it might be the same as having a cup of coffee, caffeine-wise.
Yeah. And if it wasn't Coke Zero, the sugar would be just punching the face.
Yeah, but now I'm drinking a lot of aspartame, I think.
Oof.
I don't drink that much Coke, though. I drink more of the water. I have 3 giant garbage bags full of empty water cans.
Yep.
Which I'm going to go to Quebec, our wonderful neighbor, who actually pay for the deposit of cans that aren't just beer. They pay like 5 cents.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I figured you do the math because I'm really smart. If I have like 500 water cans, which I'm sure I do by now, that's like $25. You know how many cases of water I can buy for $25? At least 5. It's good. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Pays for itself. You know
the
what I mean?
cycle continues.
Yeah. So how are you feeling these days?
I'm doing all right. As said, winter's kind of been kicking my ass. It's funny. Like I was thinking about it the other day, where like if you already have like kind of like mood issues or whatever, and you have like down days, winter like the SADS, like seasonal affective disorder. It's almost just like walking into a shop and you're like, oh, instead of the coffee, I'll have the specialty like seasonal coffee. It's basically like
Pumpkin spice?
Yeah, I have pumpkin spice depression right now because it's just like the seasonal flavor of the regular shit.
No.
Yeah, winter's been like, it's just kicking my ass. So I'm trying to, I've been enjoying like getting out and doing this, like making myself do theater and stuff, getting out and working, but because it's just making me feel kind of claustrophobic.
Yeah.
I don't want to get out and do stuff. And
Well, I said this morning, like I was sitting on the couch and it was just another day of cold, and I was just like, all I want to do is go back and barbecue and sit on the patio, but you can't. You know, it's just. I guess there's.
I can't even see your patio right now.
Yeah, I guess there's things to do out there. People can find things to do, but I am also in that winter rut where not even going outside from here to the car and getting somewhere is just like fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to go through the trouble. I don't want to deal with the traffic. I don't want to deal with the people.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I've been sitting down here for most of the winter now and playing video games and drinking my water and eating and getting fat.
Yeah, like my winter plan has pretty much been the same, where it's like, I'm pretty sure I'm putting the local like Domino's kid through either college or I'm getting him really great weed, because I just, I'll order a couple pizzas and I don't want to fucking go out anywhere unless, I'm basically being paid to do it, either go to work or do theater or something like that. And I'll just hang out, and, I've been playing the shit out of, my PS4, and that's how I'm spending my days. And it's not bad. I'm hanging out with my cat and saving money, but fuck. I'm getting claustrophobic. I'm getting that cabin fever.
Uh-huh. Well, come spring, things will change. I'm going to start running and try to run this ass off. This giant ass I've grown. But, I've been doing all right. The times when I go out is when I have shows.
Yeah.
When Goat has shows. Riptides are on a bit of a winter break right now. They have more obligation than I do when it comes to, like, families and stuff because they got the kids. And we put in a lot of time from, I think, like, February last year till at least the start of December.
Mm-hmm.
So they take some time off, but in that time, in the time off there, well, I always go with Goat all year long.
Yeah.
So we've been playing a lot of shows. I think so. I think we did. We did the Goaterhead, the Lemmy show, and then start of February we went to Montreal. We played at the Catacombs with a band called Consequence. That was all right. And then the next night we played at Avant Garde with Whiskey Chase, and I already said that.
Yeah, but you didn't say also how you performed.
Oh, I took my pants off. What? Shit, it was the first time I drank in like 30 days, and I was feeling good. I was happy. I was surrounded by all my friends. I was in a comfortable place, and I was really warm because I fucked up, and I started playing the show with like my hoodie on and my scarf on.
Yeah, you were fully decked out, but as someone who knew that you were going to have beverages, I was just like, oh, this is going to be fine, whatever. And you were feeling good. And so, of course, I was in the audience, and you started playing songs, and you started complaining about how hot it was. And I was like, oh, he's losing the hoodie and whatever. But then you just kept going, and you, like, kicked off your shoes. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went for the buckle of the pants, and you dropped trow right there.
Yeah, fuck, it was
And
wonderful.
And
it felt
you
great.
kicked off the pants, and then you talked about how great your socks were. Because
I had
you
my
had
beer socks on.
You were wearing your beer socks. And you're like, oh, yeah. And then you, like, played one or two songs. You're like, yeah, I'm going to put my pants back on in a second. But you didn't.
No, I didn't.
You
I was
played the-
free.
you
I felt
played-
free.
You played the entire song. But my favorite part was when you started yelling at the audience to join you
And
in
they
your
did.
pantslessness.
You bunch of sheep.
You had three of the boys.
I said jump, and you
Yeah.
said how high.
Three of the boys along the front all dropped trow. And then you singled me out, and you shouted at me until I took my pants off.
Mm-hmm.
Which, after much badgering, I was like, fine. And I put down my beer, and I undid my pants, and I went to about the knees. And I was
Okay.
like, are you happy?
There
Are
you
you
go.
not entertained?
There you are.
Then I
See?
put my pants back
It was
on.
very freeing. Any of you out there who are in a band, try playing a show with no pants on. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You're going to be remembered.
Yeah,
Even
you're-
if they're not big fans of the songs, they're going
Yeah.
to be talked about.
Yeah, and after 8 years of being in this band, I didn't do it to be all like, look at them. I was just I wanted to take my pants off, and it was free, and my temperature stayed the same the whole show.
Yep.
It was excellent.
It was
I recommend it.
well-regulated.
I recommend it for anybody.
Yep. It was fresh.
Yeah. And then I woke up and felt like crap.
No.
But at least I had the pantsless story to remember, and I laughed.
Yeah, and I sent you pictures of it. Well, at least you weren't passed out right before the show.
Oh, fuck. Like that. When was the Maverick show where I landed flat on my face?
Oh, I was talking about Polly sleeping.
Oh, yeah, Paul, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. Paulie hits it hard sometimes.
But yeah, you were in no way anywhere near what was happening at that Maverick show.
Yeah. Well, that's Paulie's life, and that's his story to tell.
Yeah.
He played well.
Oh no, I'm back to talking about you face planting at Mavericks now.
Oh, yeah, that was a rough one. That's because this is back in the booze days.
Yes.
I started drinking one day.
That was 25 years ago.
No, that was, I don't know, it was like a Friday. We had a show on the Saturday at Maverick, so on Friday I started having a few beers, and then I ended up impromptu going to Montreal to see the Whiskey Chase and drank a lot that night, and then we drove back to Moose Creek to stay at Mikey's place, my drummer and goat, and then I woke up and I felt like such a bag of crap, and I knew how I had the show that night. So when I got home at like 9 o'clock in the morning, what did I do? Hair of the dog. But the fucking thing is, it got away from me, and I ended up drinking all day.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to the show, I was fucking ripped.
Yeah. You
Like
were.
at like 7:30, and we weren't playing till like 10. So what do you do when you're in a bar surrounded by your friends and you're already ripped? You get more ripped. Oh my god! And then I ended up falling flat on my face before the show even started. Like literally, like I didn't even put my hands out. I fell flat on like I braced my fall with my face.
Yep.
In front of everybody.
And then you didn't get up immediately, which I think was concerning.
Yeah. And then apparently I played the whole show. It wasn't the best show I've ever played, I've been told. But it was entertaining, I was told. Everything. See, I keep saying as I was told because I don't remember the fucking show at all.
No.
I had to call Paulie and Steph in the morning and say, what happened last night? Did we play? I asked Paulie, did we play last night? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, the whole set? He's like, yeah.
Well, no, you called Sarah because I was the one who took you home.
Okay.
It took me about an hour to convince you. I was like, maybe we should go home now. And you're like, nah, I'm gonna do all this. I got all my merch. It was wild.
Yeah. So I tried not to do. I'm going to try not to do that again. And again, I'll go back to the 8 years that I've been in Goat. I've never that has never happened before.
No, that was very shocking.
Goat is a very tongue-in-cheek type of band, and we're a punk band, and we like to have fun, and we don't take ourselves too seriously. But what I do take seriously is I want people to not think we're a joke, and I want us to be.
Yeah.
I want the
You wanna
music
put
to
on
be
a
good.
good show.
That's right. I want to be entertaining. I'm not trying to be up there to be like a freak show.
Yeah.
And that night was like a whatever. But I called the people that booked the show. I won't use any names. And I texted other friends, and I said, sorry about last night. I was fucking off my ass drunk. And they're like, I didn't even notice. It was a great show. I talked to Jessie from the Fly Downs. She said it was fucking awesome. I'm like, okay, cool, man, good enough, very good, bye. Yeah,
As you
so
were.
as you were. So, yeah, I'm sure everyone who's ever been in a band and actually has played a show at some time or another probably let it get away from them and had a bad show. Yeah, well, I guess that's a matter of opinion because I'm not really embarrassed of that night. It's a good story to tell for your friends.
Yeah.
We actually played the show, and people had a good time.
Yep.
I'm sure I had a great time.
You did have a great time.
So fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You didn't. Everybody was good. Like all the other bands enjoyed themselves. The promoters were happy. Like everybody was good. It's not like you got up there like blackout drunk and told everyone to go fuck themselves.
Right.
Like it was fine. You were great.
Yeah, but my advice is to anyone is watch that shit
Yep.
and don't let that happen more than once a year.
No.
Yeah, or once a career. Who knows? Who gives a fuck? Yeah, it's good times. Coming up in March, I think it's March 24th. Goat is playing with Mustard Plug and Warfare and Colors Fade at Mavericks. It's Chord Productions.
Nice.
And in April, Goat is playing with the Motherfuckers, the Whiskey Shits,
Oh my God.
and the Limburg Babies.
Ah.
Yeah, my friends in the Limburg Babies at hosted Targ.
Oh.
Back to Targ. And then I go on tour with the Riptides in May.
That's so crazy to me.
So it's busy. I've been
Yeah.
busy. You know what I mean? And I wish I could play like every day because it would get me out of this funk I'm in. But it's not realistic.
No.
What you can do? So in the meantime, Goat is trying to write new music. I've been trying to write new music, and I think me and Steph are going to try and work on something later because she helps me with lyrics sometimes from our past musical endeavors together. And I don't know. Hopefully by fall, Goat will have something new to give to the table or put on the table or throw in the middle, however they say.
Something to flip the table.
Yeah, that's it. And I believe the Riptides are still looking to release something either early next year or late this year.
Nice.
So there's lots of music coming out.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
That's rad as hell to have good products products. I'm teasing you. To bring out there and constantly like make new stuff and do cool shit and make new art. Like it's fun.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Sometimes, like, my favorite thing of being in a band is playing live. I love performing because it's fun. It's my element. Like, I don't like being around a lot of people at normal times, like in malls or in restaurants and stuff like that, because that bothers me. I don't know. It makes me anxious and I just hate everybody.
Yeah.
But I love being in a bar when I'm performing in front of people like that. It just makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe it's because, like, in a restaurant, I'm not the center of attention, but when I'm on stage, I am, and I can be a complete fool. I don't know. It's just one of those things. But one of my other favorite things is the process of creating the music.
Yeah.
Where you just take something from nothing. And I used to record demos on my phone. I'd pick up my acoustic guitar and just kind of strum it away, bling, 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 and I'd record it on my voice recorder on my phone, and I'd send it to Paulie or something. I'd say, check this out. But now I've actually taken some time to figure out my software, the same stuff that I'm recording said podcast on, so I can add like a drum track and like different layers. I can actually do some tracking, and I can actually make demos that way. So it's quite fun.
So when are you going to fire the rest of the band?
I fired them about 2 years ago. They just haven't left yet. Yeah.
You stopped paying them, but they keep showing up.
Yeah, every day. Anyway, like Barry and
Yeah.
what was
High
the
fidelity.
What was the little guy's name?
Oh, I can't remember.
Dick.
Dick?
Barry and Dick. Yeah. Thanks, Dick. Anyway, let's play a song.
They still get better with age. Followed my good friends round
you got some stuff coming up.
I do. I decided to get back into theater over the winter. I kind of took the summer off, and that ended up going into the fall, which was fine. But I just wrapped up a remounting of Faustus, which is what we did for Fringe over the summer. I have a new project in Fringe with a different company called Leaping Mammal. We're going to do a show called The Ex-Demonators for Fringe this year. That'll be in June. And really exciting, got a project with Theatre Kraken again coming out in May called Lysistrata, which is the play by Aristophanes about the war, like the classic War of the Sexes, where the premise is basically all the Greek men keep like fucking off to war, and all they do is create war and battles, and they're always away and getting wounded and leaving literally everything to the women. Like, they're just constantly leaving them alone, and the women are finally fed up with it, and they're just like, you're never here, you're off in this stupid battle that means nothing, like, how do we get you to stop when we're not, allowed in the politics of anything? And they're like, I know. The main character, Lysistrata, gets all the women together and basically says, we're going to go on a sex strike until they knock it off. And they're just like, ooh, okay. So it's very cheeky, a lot of innuendo and sometimes outuendo, but it's really exciting because it is my first lead role, and I'll actually be Lysistrata.
Cool.
Yeah, but that is happening in May. You can find tickets online. We're going to start rehearsals at the start of March, and it's going to be a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So go check that out.
Yeah.
I'll try and keep somewhat posted, on this for the people that do listen, and hopefully they can go check you out. Like I say, Ego and Vice supports everything in Ottawa, whether it be local music, theater, or businesses, or whatever is Ottawa. I try anything that's creative in Ottawa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Local artists.
That's it. Local artists who are trying their best to put something back into the world.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate, and that's what I respect. Okay, so that's going to wrap this up because this was just a jump back in, a 1 foot jump back into the old podcast, and I'm going to start hitting the schedule and getting people out again to come and guest in Southwood Studio, and I'll keep Ego and Vice going for the foreseeable future until I eventually just run out of things to say, which I've never really had a problem with.
I think you'll be good for a while.
So. Cool. If you want to get a hold of me, you can always reach me at egoandvice@gmail.com. You can check out the podcasts at Podomatic, Facebook, iTunes, and all that fun stuff. So for Steph Goodwin, my name is Mike. This is Ego and Vice, episode 56. We'll see you next week.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Wanna raise